A few months back, I looked in the mirror and thought, Redis, this physique needs some serious work. Why not start a self-prescribed 8-week transformation to make some real changes that nobody else but you cares about? Despite the fact that this will mean being committed and eating fewer ice creams. Because it'd be hard to argue with that logic, I absolutely did. I'm a full-time engineer, an online fitness coach, trying to balance work, life, trying to get a somewhat decent physique. This video is one out of 2 parts where I give you absolutely everything you need to know about training. In this video, we'll cover my results from the 8-week transformation, as well as what you should do and what I did to make this the most successful body transformation I've done in a long time. Let's jump right in. There's one catch. I didn't plan to do an 8-week transformation. There's no before clip or video in bad lighting. In fact, the whole thing started with me kind of just wanting to lean out a little bit. Then a few weeks in, I realized, hold on a minute. I'm literally doing everything that I would in a transformation or a fat loss phase. So now you've got a before picture, which is a month before I started this, and now an after picture, which I have stumbled across. So there's 4 things that attribute to me looking better at the end of my 8-week transformation. The first being is putting some product in my hair. But jokes aside, it is nutrition, consistency, training and recovery. And we're only covering the training and recovery in this video, so stay tuned for the next. Step 1 is choosing the right program. And you might hear that this depends on your goals, your experience, or whatever else. But the main thing you have to ask yourself is, how much time do you have to spend on training? Do you have 2 days, 3 days, 4 or 5 days a week to train? Here are the most common workout splits depending on the amount of days and time you have to train. Pause the video, choose one, they're all going to do the same job for you. It's all about being consistent. Step 2 is understanding sets, reps and training volume. Here is a general guide depending on your goals. Now let's say your focus is to build strength. You want to focus on doing 5 to 12 sets per exercise per week. For strength, you want to be in the rep ranges of 3 to 6. Anything above 6 reps will still build some strength, but it's not going to be optimal. Okay, now the goal is to build muscle. We are aiming for 6 to 15 repetitions here, and this time it's all about quality over quantity. We do not want to rush through our sets, we want to focus on each repetition, making sure it's slow and controlled. One of the key things holding anybody back is not pushing themselves hard enough at the gym. Progressive overload is what drives results, and this means gradually increasing the demand on your muscles over time by adding 1 or 2 things: more weight, doing more reps, or number 3, increasing the difficulty of the exercises. Here is a clip of what real training to failure looks like. And you can see my last 2 reps and I'm squeezing for dear life on that last rep. You could argue I could have tried for another, but I just would have not been able to get that up. So just one important thing to note is that you do not need to go to failure on every single exercise and every single set. You want to leave 1 or 2 reps in your tank just so that you do not burn out and that your recovery is good. So not everybody wants to get super lean like I'm trying to do right now. Some people are just lifting for health reasons, some want to bulk up, or some are trying to gain strength. But here's the question: should you train any differently depending on your goal? The short answer is no. The principles of training stay the same. You're probably wondering why. Well, bulking or cutting is really a nutrition thing, which we'll cover in another video. Now, if you're a powerlifter and your goal is to hit PRs, that's going to be kind of difficult if you're in a calorie deficit, but that's for another video. For the majority of us, we need to focus on consistent, progressive overload on our training, and the gains will follow. Starting with recovery, it is where the magic happens. When you're resting, your muscles rebuild, you grow stronger, and the question is, when and how often should I rest? The general rule of thumb is taking 1 or 2 rest days a week. This might seem counterintuitive, but rest when your body tells you to. And what I mean by that is, if your body feels good, then go and have a great workout. But if your body feels knackered, then take that rest day. There's no point you training when you feel like shit and not training when your body feels good. Now, let's talk about combining gym workouts with other sports like cycling, running, tennis, football, golf. Just like I mentioned at the start of the video, it's all about the amount of time you have and what your priorities are. If your priority is to get better at the sport outside of the gym, well then you might 3 out of the 5 days focus on that sport and then 2 days spend in the gym. For example, if you're running 3 times a week, you'll want to space that out. Make sure you schedule your workouts around it. You don't want to be doing legs right before or right after your running session. Finding a balance here lets you enjoy everything that you love doing without burning out. And that wraps up part 1 of the complete guide to training and fitness. In the next video, I will be diving into nutrition, habits, lifestyle, anything you need to know about eating, diet, to achieve your goals, and also what I did to transform my body. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out in the next video.